I hope that Facebook is not gonna causing me noises because sometimes this is happening.
Okay, that's okay.
But you have an incredible inner power.
Really? That's a good
Yes,
thing.
yes, because I'm as well an expert in human mind and behavior.
Oh,
And when I'm talking to the people, I can see that. I can see the depth, like of their soul.
oh, go Verizon.
Yeah.
Gotta let them know, pump them up.
So good morning, good afternoon to everyone from Netherlands, a Business Power Academy and Global Talk Show. So presents today's talk show with Marcellus Brown Rocket from United States. She is an amazing social worker with an experience of 24 years, so which is incredible, impressive, and she is still doing so her role in the society and being a role model, in my opinion, for many women out there who are struggling to move on, who are struggling to find themselves. My name is Veronica Seban, and I'm the owner and founder of Business Power Academy and the global talk show Share Your Life Story Experience. Today, we are here to share our life story with Marcellus Brown Rocket from United States. So Miss Marcellus Brown, please introduce yourself, and I would love to ask you what has been your biggest challenge of your life when you started to work as a social worker?
Okay. So I first wanted to say thank you for being on the show. And so my name is Marcellus Brown Roque. I immigrated from Jamaica to the United States in 1988. The reason why I got into social work was because of, well, one of the reasons, I won't say that was the only reason, was because of this song by Whitney Houston, I believe that children are our future, teach them well and let them lead the way. So I first went to New York, and then I moved to Texas, where I first started the MSW in social work. And then I moved to Virginia to finish out the master's degree in social work. So one of the challenges that I have found working with the elderly, because I work with the elderly population and those who are disabled, is finding housing. Housing has been very difficult for most of my clients, and finding affordable dental and hearing. So I'm hoping that the government will find a way to help the elderly when it comes on to their health care.
Well, yeah, it's a very important topic for the society, but especially for the kids, because you work all the time with the kids who are the future. So the kids are our future and our hope. So to create a better life from all point of views. My next question to you is, why have you choose this field to become a social worker?
Why did I choose social work? Actually, it's funny because when I came from the United States, my specialty was not to do social work, it was actually psychology. And as I said, because I've seen a lot, especially in the African American family, that a lot of abuse have been unreported. And it's because of the stigma of mental health. A lot of families are afraid to go to see a counselor because of the stigma that you're quote unquote maybe crazy. And so, and then I listened to Whitney's song and I was like, we've got to help our young generation when it comes on to things like being sexually abused, physically abused. And so that's how I ended up, because I wanted to fight for our children, fight for our young people. I ended up with the elderly, I'm fighting for them, but it's the same thing, fighting for human rights.
Wow, it's really, really amazing. And I really appreciate from the depth of my heart your role for the society and saving so the children, because they are our future and they are the most beautiful what we can get in our life. Um, what do you do exactly to save so the children, and how do you protect them?
So right now, I'm with the adult, but some of the things that we do, because I used to do adult protective service, and a lot of times we would get report for abuse, neglect, and exploitation, and we would go out there to do investigation. Sometimes we will go with the police, and sometimes we'll go with another colleague, and we do an investigation to see if the person is at risk of neglect or exploitation. And we connect them with resources to help them, or we sometimes have to move them, because if they're at risk, then we do have to move them. And just make sure that we still have a good relationship, because a lot of times people confuse APS with Child Protective Service. APS don't have much bite. Child Protective Services is like they can totally remove that child, which is a good thing if that child is at risk. APS, the adult have that right. They're an adult, and if they decide that, okay, I do not want to be moved out of this situation, we have to abide by that. Now, if the person does not have capacity, then we would have to go to court for that and get guardianship.
Wow, so I'm very glad that the state's organs are interfering so for the protection of the children, because in the Netherlands we have a similar system which is incredibly powerful, and not in all cases they are interfering by the right way. Sometimes, so like the people are abusing the law, they are not respecting the rules, and the organs, so like because of their obligation, they
Right.
have to interfere and to take action. And at the end, so are the children that they are suffering a lot. This is
Exactly.
really a very, very huge and common problem in the Netherlands. How about the United States? So, and how is impacting and affecting so this the children in general in the society?
I can just tell you about one case, because I had my uncle also worked in adult, actually foster care. I know there was one case that as a social worker, and I think I had my bachelor's, I was going to Howard University. And I remember there was this case with this young person, this young child, that the mother was mistreating her. And the social worker did her best. I'm trying to remember the case. And they went to court and they petitioned for the child to be removed. But at that time, the judge didn't see it was in the best interest of the the child at that time. They thought it would be better for the mother to still have that unity with their child. Okay, so the next, say, a couple of weeks later, the child did not show up at school. And the teachers were wondering what happened to this child. So they did like a home visit, a wellness check, as they call it. And come to find out that the mother for lack of, not to make it sound too shocking, she had, the child ended up dead. They found her in the refrigerator. And so the state came down really bad on the social services office. And I found that to be unfair, because as workers, because I'm a worker, we can do as much as the law will permit us. And that worker did petition the court to have that child removed. Now, if the judge says no, I mean, and I'm still raising this question because this has happened about, I say, over maybe 6 years, and I'm still amazed at the decision of, it was a DC government.
Yeah.
And so for social workers, we have to be so careful. We have to dot our I's and cross our T's and document, especially when it comes on to children, and even an adult too, because if an adult has dementia and we do not do our job well, that person may end up dead because they could wander. And if they wander, they may go into traffic and end up dead. So we have to make sure what we do, that we do it to the best of our knowledge.
Mm. Yes, I'm totally agree with you, because taking our own decisions, so it can affect the child psychologically, and there is the probability that it can ruin as well his or her life. It's happening so often here in the Netherlands as well. Unfortunately, very often, so the judge is taking our own decision based only on the law and not analyzing the general familial situation. Like, so let's wake up. This is a message to the world. Don't base yourself or your conclusion only on the law, because we have created a law. There is the humanity, there is the kindness, there is the love, the understanding, there is much more behind. So there are the parents that they are suffering a lot. And you never know how does feel, so the mom of the child or the dad, because you never know what is the truth, what is in the reality happened.
Exactly.
I have been confronted with these kind of situations, because having a company in project management and project development, we have worked here in the Netherlands at many projects with the state organs, yeah. And so we should create a system for the parents, for the children, and to reintegrate them in the society, to give them a second chance.
Exactly. I totally agree. It's so hard sometimes, and especially now that, pre-COVID, parents are stretched thin. Teachers are stretched thin, and children are stretched thin, and they're overwhelmed. And we just have to, when it comes down to teachers and even social workers, we have to be creative in how we deal with our young people, and be patient and kind. Put yourself in their situation, because a lot of times, we come across, oh, I'm a social worker and I have this degree. Sometimes, we need to meet people at their level. We need to have a soul,
Exactly, yeah.
And when we're working with individuals who have different issues or disorders, just be kind. Because a lot of times, someone may have, say, a disorder or going through something difficult, but they have no food, right? So which one do you think we need to focus on first? I mean, are we going to say, oh, you need to first go to see a psychiatrist, a mental health person, and the person who's here starving. No, we're going to meet them at their level first.
Of course.
We're going to provide food for them.
Yeah.
The basic need.
The basic needs, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if the children or families, if they don't have the basic needs, they cannot focus. So on integration, they cannot focus to change or to get a better education. So this topic is of the utmost importance in all over the world. So regarding the education of the children. And what do you think? So there is a lack of knowledge in the education of the children in the families, and why? So there are happening so many bad situations that the families are vulnerable, they don't have enough income, that they are mistreating the children, and goes on.
We do have parenting classes. I actually used to, when I before I started with adult services, I used to do the parenting classes for individuals who had been, for lack of a better word, cited for abuse or neglect or exploitation. So we were trying to to teach them better ways of how to be a parent. And so I used to be in the parenting class and it was actually pretty good. And they still have it with the county. So one way of educating people is to go into parenting classes and reaching out to the community to let them know the different services. If you're stressed out, here are services that you can reach out to help you go through the stress, because sometimes it's hard being a young mother. If you're a teenager and you're pregnant, it's hard. So sometimes you need the support of somebody maybe to just even babysit or take a few hours away while you just breathe for a few minutes. And so it's just to let everybody know the different services that are out there for parents and for everybody, actually, so that we can have a better community.
Yes, so I relate to your message that the parents should be informed, that they should be keep in touch, so with the organs, with the municipality, with the schools as well, and to get involved so in the education of the children, because it's about willing to participate, yes, to the integration of the children in the society and so in their own education. I see something behind you which has awakened really my curiosity.
You cherish the simple things in life?
Yeah. So could you tell us, so reveal your secret, please? What are all those books behind you?
Okay. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about, with social work and then what I'm doing right now. Okay. So I started going to different schools, trying to get different degrees. I first went for nursing, then I did public administration. And I was finding that I was trying to get more education because I thought that was the best way that I could be financially free. And I just felt like this wasn't working. Okay, I felt like I don't know if you've ever watched that movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. It's like you keep repeating the same thing over and over and it never changes. And I was like, no, something has to give. So I went searching out, and a friend of mine introduced me to the Byob movement, which is Be Your Own Bank. Wow. And these are the books that they actually have told us to read about. And one of the books I don't have here is because I have it in ebook. It's Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight, which was actually written by the founder and the co-founder, Gerald D. Rogers and Tasha Dyer. And so it's really pretty good books. I invite everybody to look it up. They're on Amazon and read it. It's a lot of information about finance.
Wow, it's amazing and very impressive, because so it's letting me think that you have made a movement, a huge movement, leading to a transformation. Uh, so would you like to share with us your transformation and your aha momentum? So when you have done this movement.
Right. So, God is good. I have to say that. And I have to thank God for everything that I do and say. So as I was telling you, I just felt like I was drowning. I don't like to be in debt. I mean, I do love education. But I also don't want to be in debt. I don't want to have to pay, and I want to actually retire and live a good life. And so I decided that I needed to search for a way. And my friend, as I said, introduced me to the BYOB movement, which is an awesome movement that I want to introduce everybody to. And one of the things that they focus on is bridging the gap, economic gap between the have and the have nots, which is awesome because I have a lot of clients that I work with that are have nots. So I know exactly, and I am a have not at one time, so I understand. And how do they do that? They provide a platform, educational platform to teach individuals how to trade Forex currencies and cryptocurrencies. And it's an awesome community because some of the things that I've learned is to be positive. Have affirmations like I am a good person, because a lot of our clients, even if it's not in the financial field, clients that I work with at Department of Family Services, we need affirmations because a lot of times we don't want to get up out of our beds, and we have to tell ourselves, you know what, I am thankful, I am grateful, and I'm appreciated. So we have to motivate ourselves. And another thing that I was taught with the BYOB movement was that not to let my emotion guide me, And so I am very appreciative. It's a loving community, and they have actually a few summits that's going on right this month, and one is actually in the Netherlands on the 5th. So and in London, I think on the 16th. So I invite everyone to check it out. I can give the website that you can, if you allow me to do that.
Yes, sure.
And it's byobmovement.llc.com. You would go to the drop-down box, other, and you would see summit. And I ask you all to register and attend the summit. It's awesome.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate your invitation and the fact that you are sharing it with us. And I'm really in love with the affirmations that you are implementing every single day in your life. You have such powerful mindset. What would you love to recommend to our audience? Like as affirmations to use every single day to change their mindset and to become more powerful and more positive and to believe more in themselves.
I have a vision book, and you can do a vision board, or and it's a struggle, because a lot of times you don't feel it. You don't feel like getting up, and that tag thing, I would tell my audience to focus on it, being thankful. I mean, find something to be thankful for. Thankful that I got up this morning, thankful that I have my sight, my health, grateful, appreciative, just stay in that mindset. And I'm not saying that you won't get bombarded with life, and that's the time that you go on your knees and you pray. If you're a God-fearing person, you pray. And if you're not, do something, pray for guidance, because God is the light. I am telling you, because sometimes we do not have the energy, but God, but God will see us through a lot of things. Because don't think that where I am right here, that I didn't go through a lot of trials. And I'm not still going through a lot of trials. But God have seen me through each and every step of the way. So I would tell my audience members to just trust God, just honestly trust him to see you through. And even when you see you're at the last end and you're about to give up, that's when you need to just keep pushing through. Don't give up. Reach out to someone who is a like-minded and get that support also.
Wow, it's amazing and very, very impactful and incredible, insightful, because we need sometimes to hear a reminder from someone to get back to our belief, to the belief in God, to connect as well so with the divine power, because I firmly believe that God really exists, but we have to connect so with this divine power, because I have been going through many difficulties, but God sent me always the right people in my life to solve the
Exactly.
problems, because
Exactly.
in the Netherlands, many people, they are very practical, and they are asking me, where do you see God? Do you see that? Then I'm,
Nature. You can see God in nature and everything.
do you know what I'm saying? Believe in what is invisible. This is so
Exactly.
powerful. Believe in things what you cannot touch, that you cannot see, which is much more powerful than the visible world. It's beyond so the visibility, which is incredible powerful. And relating so to the belief in ourselves and in God, how powerful is when you believe in yourself, when you believe so in God, and you have in your mind something and what you want to manifest, and it comes true.
Exactly. That's that affirmation, being positive. Put it
Yes.
out there, even if you
How
don't see it.
powerful is this when you can manifest so your dreams? You are dreaming about something, you are praying, you believe, you cannot see that, but you achieve that. So this is my
Amen.
message to our audience for today. Connect with our own soul, so with the power
Amen.
of your belief, and of course with the power of God, because He's the only way to achieve something in our life. So what's your last message for our
But
audience
audience,
for today?
I I would leave them with Matthew 19:26, because it's going to go exactly what you just said. With God, everything is possible. What with man is impossible. So we just got to trust him, and when it's hard, you know, and sometimes you don't have to get on your knees. You can just close your eyes and you can just call out for help, you know, and just say, Father, help me. And he'll be there.
Wow, it's very powerful. Well, so I'm using this proverb, the voice which sounds loudly, it's not heard so much like the voice which sounds wisely. Yeah. So, and in this case, so your example relates to this proverb.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for
Thank you
having
for
me
having me.
here.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a huge honor to hosting you. I really love so your inner depth, the power of your belief and your shining mindset, which is
Thank
so
you.
powerful and inspiring, I think, for millions of people who are struggling at this moment. So many blessings and
Thank you.
abundance, and I hope to see you soon again
Right.
at our
Thank you.
global talk show conference, Speak with
Awesome.
Purpose. So,
Thank you.
which we will host on 29 October.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for
So
having
God
me.
bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. Bye-bye.